Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back once again. So, next video, the video part 2 related to AFM orientation. So, with the first video, we discussed uh, about the right approach to study the finance and what inside the AFM syllabus areas. Now, with this video, we will discuss more things. The first very important thing is that what is AFM new exam structure start from September 22 exams. New structure. Come on. Number one. So the first thing is that AFM new exam structure with professional skill marks. So from September 22, the ACCA body have incorporated a major change with the strategic professional option exams specifically for the AFM. Number one, for AFM, the exam format, no change. No change with the exam format. Means section A, same 50 marks question. Section B, 25 marks, 2 questions. The format remain unchanged, number one. So that should be very much clear. You will attempt your paper, attempt your exam. The first question, A part, 50 marks question you will face. Section B, 25 marks, 2 questions. Remain same. But what the new change has happened within the questions related to marking structure. Marking structure. That is with the total exam, total AFM exam is split in two components. 80 technical marks and 20 professional skill marks. 20 professional skill marks. So initially I am just communicating that what the structure of the exam, how to handle the professional skill marks, we will cover later, and with my more videos on the YouTube available, and during the course that's a lot of discussion exists. 80 technical marks, 20 professional skill marks. Okay, then 80 technical means the exam syllabus content area, but 20 professional. Sir, what 20 professional marks? How the 20 professional marks will examine with a complete paper, with a complete exam? Do remember, out of 20, the section A question, the section A, 50 marks question, including 40 technical marks and 10 professional skill marks. So out of 20 professional skill marks, 10 marks related to a section A 50 marks question. Section B 25 marks 2 questions. So examiner will examine for each 25 marks question 5 marks related to professional skill marks. 5 marks related to professional skill marks. So section A 10 professional marks. Section B 25 marks, 1 question, 5 professional marks. 25 marks, second question, 5 professional marks. That's called 20 marks. But sir, what is this? 5 out of 7 professional marks? Do remember, the examiner giving you the total margin of 7 marks for 25 marks question for professional marks. I repeat, 25 marks question having 20 technical marks. Okay. Then the professional skill marks exist with mark allocations 7. Out of 7, you can get maximum 5 marks. Sir, what does that actually mean? We will discuss this point during practice. Actually, Examiner is giving you the leverage to get more marks. But we will discuss that point later on. So this is the point. That's total exam format remains same, but the marking structure become change. Sir, do let us know what includes with the professional skill marks. What includes with the professional skill marks? The students who have already appeared or already passed the exam SBL know very well what are the professional skill marks. But the students who have not attempted the SBL and directly approached to the AFM, so no worries about that. You can also cover the professional skill marks. We will provide you the guideline how to handle that. That's not very much challenge. So the point is that there are 4 areas of the professional skill marks. Number 1, communication. What inside the communication we are not discussing right now. The details we'll discuss later with the next videos. The communication, the analysis evaluation, challenging that skepticism, commercial acumen. These 4 areas. Sir, how these 4 areas will examine? Do remember, section A, 50 marks, 1 question, and examiner will examine all professional skill marks. Means the 10 marks of section A, the 10 marks of professional skill marks of section A question, that's total 50 marks. Examiner will examine all 4. It's done. That's examiner will examine or already have examined all 4. But for section B, 25 marks 2 questions. Examiner will examine the maximum of 3 professional skill marks, but not the communication. What I said, not the communication. Communication, professional skill marks related to communication, it's only applicable with section A. But section B, other than communication, maximum 3 can examine. So 3 professional skills will be examined, maximum. Combination of analysis evaluation, skepticism, commercial acumen. Either all 3 or either maybe 2. So this is what about the professional skills marks allocation. But what detail inside, that's another session. And in fact, the part of the practice, that's a point. Okay, the very important point, no standard combination. Marks are not necessary to even split across the skill being tested. It depends on the situation. It's not necessary that if there are 4 professional skill marks in section A, 10, section A question for 10, all 4 are equal marks. It depends on the situation. Yes, professional skill marks will examine as interconnected and tied to the technical requirement. Tied to the technical requirement means it's not independent, it's integrated with the technical requirement. Do remember, if some of the students consider that, for example, a 25 marks question, 5 marks professional. If you think that I will first attempt 20 marks, then add on 5 marks for the professional skill marks, it's not possible. Actually, the professional skill marks is indulging with the technical marks. In simple word, examiner want 2 things. For calculation, the better presentation, and for theory, the quality drafting. And the quality drafting include analysis, evaluation, skepticism, commercial acumen, communication, all these things. 2 things. for calculation using the spreadsheet. So well presentable, number one. Number two, the theory with the qualitative drafting techniques. So qualitative drafting techniques and presentation of spreadsheet working. These both these things are actually the part of technical skills, yaar. The part of technical skills, man. So never consider that technical professional skill marks is isolated with the technical marks. No, it's actually indulging with the technical. So that is called tied up with the technical marks. That's a point. And one more thing need to clarify. If any of the student consider that 80 marks professional, 80 marks technical, 20 professional skill marks. So during the exam, I will ignore complete professional skill marks, the 20 complete professional skill marks. I will not consider any professional skill marks, complete ignore, and I will attempt solid 80 marks paper. If you do that, solid 80 marks paper and 0% attempt or 0% consideration for professional skill marks, examiner will fail you. It's not possible to pass the exam. It's mentioned with the exam scheme. It's not my point. Because examiner wants, listen this word, this statement. Examiner wants that you are technically sound and you are also very much sound with respect to the presentation point of view. Either presentation of calculation or presentation about the drafting technique. That's called theory. And last, believe me, after professional skill marks, it's now become easy to pass AFM or more brighter chance to pass AFM. Believe me, because professional marks replace the technical aspects. Examiner margin of technical marks now become 80, from 100 to 80. But you need to cover technical and you need to same technical points how to present the calculation and theory in a qualitative manner. Believe me, it's easy to consider, and believe me, it's very valuable for your professional life as well. Because in the professional life, if you are very much technical sound, but you are not able to present your technicalities, so there is no worth for that personalities which are not able to present the things. Am I right or wrong? Do reply me. Even if people are watching the video. If any person are very technical sound but not able to present, it's not worthful. So that's the point. Next point. So three things that we have done till now. That's right approach to study finance, the syllabus area, the new exam structure. Now the point is that, sir, what is the right way for the exam preparation? So before entering with the details of the exam preparation points, very important thing need to consider. Very important thing need to consider. The first thing is that your paper is based on computer-based exam format. So I want to highlight a very important point. Some of you students develop the journey of the preparation of AFM in a manner. First, you practice manually. For example, your instructor delivering you the lecture, or you have purchased the lectures, online lectures, with the from a tutor, and the tutor attempting the question on the Excel or the CB format, and using the spreadsheet or the word processor for writing, or the MS Word. but you are writing manually, you are attempting NPV manually, you are wasting your time. Your actual exam will happen. Well, your actual exam, you have to perform your exam with CB format. So first, if you really want to start your preparation for AFM, so commit yourself that I have to work out, I have to prepare my studies, not not in a manner with the two steps. First manual, then at last with the CP. For God's sake. From the day one, you have to start your studies with the CB format. With the CB format. All the questions you have to attempt with the CB format. If not all the questions available with the CB format, ideally use the blank space. If not, use the Excel, MS Excel or MS Office. That's a point. First thing, for exam preparation, CB format important. Another noticeable point. This is what a passing rate, average passing rate. Sometimes is 41, sometimes 33, 38. The average, the challenge is that the average passing rate is 40%. So if you wanted to start a preparation, commit yourself that I have to develop a strategy that I wanted to become this 40% part. 60% chances that the students or the 60% of the students flunk the exams. But you have to develop the strategy that I have to develop the strategy in a way, or I have to make a direction in that way. That's I am entering with that 40%. So if we are discussing something about the preparation point, what the right way of the preparation. So our focus point is that we have a challenge that's to become under the 40%. Number two, I have to practice with the CB format only. But the point is that, sir, how to become part of that 40%? How? What is the right way? The point is that if you really want to become under 40%, you require the quality preparation, not the quantity preparation. Quality preparation. Quality preparation. Sir, what includes the quality preparation? For quality preparation, the very important thing that matters is your approach. I will tell you what should be your approach. Let's take a basic example. For example, there are two things in this picture. One is aircraft, another one is runway. Assuming you are a pilot of this aircraft, and the moment come, where co-pilot, your assistant says that, sir, it's time to land the aircraft. So once your mind says that, okay, it's time to land the aircraft, the very first thing what the pilot do, that's develop the approach. Develop the approach where to land. If your approach is wrong, if the approach has become wrong, so that means some disaster will happen. Here, the same case. The runway is your exam, and here you are the pilot. Develop the right approach. And who will tell us what's the right approach? This guy. Sir, who is he? Who is he? The lead member of examining team. He's your examiner. So sweet. Back to 2013, I met with him at Nottingham, the ACCA Tutor Conference. He's an Indian, so Shmeet name, and right since 2000, last couple of years, since couple of years, exam, ACCA exam, sorry, ACCA body has um, now become hiding the publishing the exam team members' names or like this. Previously, that was very much um, publicly available. Who is the examiner like this accordingly? But is your examiner. Actually, with the tutor conference, he shared something very important. And actually, he shared something that um, what are the concrete reasons for the failure of the exams of the students, where the examiner observed from the markers. So he says at that point, he said with that conference, some of the statements said, and I just made some extract of that statements. He said that students are not honest. They are at the examination or but not covered all the areas of syllabus, especially the theoretical. So the first thing, the first approach is that you have a complete knowledge of the syllabus. He's telling actually lack of detailed knowledge. So commit yourself. If I wanted to become under 40%, if I wanted to develop a strategy of quality preparation, I have to cover all syllabus areas, irrespectively, that's the theory or calculation. I will not cover the syllabus as a cherry picking activity. No. He says that lack of practice, that's poor time management. You have to commit yourself that from the day one, I have to practice the thing with the CB format. So I will not face any struggle during exam about the poor time management. That's quality. I will not do the things that restating the material in the question. Means once I have done the thing, for example, A part I have covered something, B part I'm something repeating. Marker will not give you extra marks if you repeat the things accordingly. Read the requirement, understand the requirement, and response accordingly is an art. Sometimes students are very much hurry and failing to respond the full requirement. So make sure you have understand the requirement properly. You have already understand the requirement properly and respond all areas of the marks. Poorly structured calculations or computations. Now, if you poorly structure calculations, so you will not be able to get technical and the professional marks as well. Not adopting the balance approach. Balance. Do you know what is the meaning of balance approach? For example, there is a 25 marks question, 12 marks calculation, 13 marks theory, or 13 marks calculation, 12 marks theory, almost 50-50. So you haven't justiced the answer in a balance approach. For 25, for example, you have 50 minutes for 25 marks question. For example, you spend for calculation 13 marks out of 50 minutes. You spend 40 minutes for calculation. And for theory, least concern, ignorant, even hate, and you are very much in hurry, just 10 minutes for the theoretical aspect. You people are, why don't you love the theoretical aspects? Take a hug with the theory. You people actually, if there are something that's theory having a problem, so why don't you sort out the thing? Is it possible the nature The Allah God provides a human being a quality. The quality is that, for example, the human being, it's not possible to fly, but the human being has made the aircrafts. The human being is not possible to walk or run on the level of sea, but the human being have made the ships, supersonic aircrafts. So we are the human beings. If there are some problems with the theory, sort out and kill that point. But avoid this state, sorry, and overcome this issue that you are not answering the question with a balanced approach. If you ask me that, so what the right, how it's possible to become under 40%, that means quality. Quality means whatever the complaint made by this examiner during the conference, you have to overcome all these things. Automatically, it's become the quality preparation. What do you say? Do you agree that? Is this the right way? This is the way that you have to follow. This is the right direction you have to follow, work out accordingly. That's the point. Next point. If you really want to get a success, there are four components. Now, I am just uh, point out the things in a narrow form. There are four things that you have to cover. Number one, 100% syllabus coverage. First thing, the coverage of 100% syllabus. You have to commit yourself that yes, I have to cover the 100% syllabus. Number two, exam practice. But exam practice, I've mentioned the term simulation. Simulation. For example, if you cover one area of the syllabus, one area, and there are 5 exam questions, the teacher have attempted the 2 questions with you, with the recordings or with the live lectures, whatever you are taking from the uh, sessions from the teacher. Remaining 3 questions, or your tutor or the instructor gives you the assignment for the past papers. Do remember, it's your responsibility. You have to practice the exam. You have to practice your exam before the days of the exams. So what does that mean? I must say to my students, not just practice, but simulate the question. Sir, what is the meaning of simulation? Simulation means one topic is covered, for example, the topic having 5 questions, the 2 questions has covered by the tutor, remaining 3 questions. What is your responsibility? Your responsibility is that take out 1 question. For example, 25 marks 1 question. 25 marks 1 question. For 25 marks, for example, you have 50 minutes. So first of all, assuming that you are sitting in the examination hall. If you assume that you are sitting in the examination hall, so you have to practice that question with the system, with the CB format. Open the CB format. If the question available with the CB format, that's good. Not available, use the blank CB format. Not available, not access the blank CB format, then attempt with the Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel. But at no cost, it's zero tolerance. No, 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 not to attempt manually. Number one, CB format. Number two, that is assuming you are sitting in the examination hall. Number two, avoid all distractions. The important thing is cell phone. Cell phones. Switch off your cell phone because you are assuming you are sitting in the examination hall. Switch off your cell phone. Number two, shut down the room because develop an environment that you are sitting in the examination hall. Stopwatch with the system. Lock the time 50 minutes. Start Question without any fear, what will happen after 50 minutes? 50 minutes, 55 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever the allocated times. Covered. Start. Do it. Attempt calculation. Attempt theory. Attempt professional skill marks. Attempt with the CB format. Stop after 50 minutes. After allocated time, stop. Okay. Once after 50 minutes, you have to check. Out of 25 marks, you attempted 18 marks. No worries. You have done 18 marks. No worries. First of all, you have to complete your question, again taking 10 to 12 minutes. Have to complete. Once complete, then compare your answer with the model answer. Or, like me provide the students the suggested answers. Compare your answer with the suggested answers. Or sometimes I ask to the students to, this is the particular assignment you have to submit me through email. So send through the email. Then your mentor will feedback to you about as an evaluation. Or you can evaluate by the tutor, like my crafted answers, like suggested answers. Means compare your answers and evaluate your situation, where you stand now. For each topic, you have to attempt at least 2 questions. For example, if there are total contents of the syllabus, that's 10. For each content, you have to attempt 22 questions. Before the exam, if you simulate 18-20 questions like this, that is called quality preparation. That is simulation. If any of the student just practice the questions, just practice, no examination, and practice 100 questions, and student attempt coverage all the syllabus and only simulate 20 questions, believe me, this is quality preparation. Who attempted 20 simulation, brighter chance to qualify the exam. Moreover, there are 2 components. Third component, smart exam technique. I will tell you later about that. One thing is the hard working, that's very good. But something is smart. Smart means 2 things. Number 1, you have to attempt your exams within the time frame. So have to smartly cover the things. So at the end of the exam, you will be able to cover 100% paper rather than 70% solid paper. It's much better to attempt 100% appropriate exam. So how to handle the time management, we will discuss this thing later with the sessions, with the exam techniques. Same smart techniques with the marks management. Some of the marks are easy, some of the marks are hard. So pick up the easy marks first and secure some easy marks. Then do your best effort for the hard aspects. That is called smart techniques. But this is what we will tell you. That is smart techniques. These are the smart techniques. And also the smart techniques available for professional skill marks. Believe me, for professional skill marks, out of 20, 5 to 7 marks are free marks. We will tell you later. The free marks. That's called smart. PSM, 5 to 6 marks free. Technical marks, 10 to 12 marks, for example, easy. So that means 10 to 12, 5 to 7, it's very simple to park 20 marks paper. Then put your efforts quickly to attempt more 30 and cross 50 and go for distinction. These are smart techniques. Hard plus smart. So 100% coverage syllabus. Number one. Number two, exam, not practice, simulation. Drill in your mind. Learn the smart exam technique and apply with simulation. And regularly evaluate the situation in the form of assignments if your tutor share, provide you the facility accordingly, and must the mocks and feedbacks, at least 2 mocks before the exam. These I cannot guarantee you because I'm a human being. No human being having a limitation about the future. Nobody knows about the future. But based on my 15, 17 years experience, I can assure you, if you um, follow these directions, you will be able to qualify the exam. That's the qualitative aspects. That's the qualitative aspects. For moreover, for exam preparation, right approach, some deep insights about the exams you need to know. Deep insights. I'm giving you some deep insights about the AFM exam. Drilling, some analysis, how examiner examine the things, and the reality. I here we are now analyzing. Here we are now analyzing up AFM practice exam 2 with the CB form. Identify some reality, some facts. That's deep analysis. Because there is a question of the students now, sir, if we really want to spend, for example, if we have 100 hours total for the preparation, so how to balance the studies, how much for calculation, how much for theory? That's a very important point. I must say, your exam paper at least 60 to 65% theory. How? You can observe that. This is a question. What question? One moment. This is a question. Huh? Actually, I have taken some pictures of this CB format, AFM Practice Exam 1, September 22. So I have taken some pictures. This one is the pictures. Huh? Only the requirement, not the complete question. Question number 1, 50 marks question. This is what the question. This is like a 50 marks question. One moment. One moment. This is the complete. Just a minute. Yes. This is a question requirement. Huh? This is the requirement of the question. Come on. One moment, please. One moment. Yes. Sorry. This is the question number 1, 50 marks question. Okay, this A part. I'm not reading the complete requirement. This A part is 5 marks theory. Okay, this is A, 5 marks theory. Okay, then B, then C part. Then C part, 8 marks theory. Technical marks, huh? Okay, the professional skill marks here, 10 marks. So do remember the technical marks are 40 marks, huh? And 10 marks is professional skill marks. Ignore the professional skill marks. So out of 40, 5 plus 8, 13 till now, A and B theory. Then B says report. Out of report, ignore 1, ignore 2 because 1 is calculation. B is also about something calculation, estimates. But C is theory. C is 8 marks. So out of 40, can you please calculate 8, 8, 5. 8, 8, 5 means out of 48 plus 8, 16. 16 plus 5, 21. So 50 marks question, apart 10, that's professional skill marks, remaining 40. Out of 40 marks question, 8, 8, 5, that's 21 marks theory. 21 marks theory. That's 50 marks question. Come on with the next question. Question 2, 25 marks. 25. 25 marks, 5 marks is professional marks. So remaining 20 marks, technical. For technical 20 marks, 6 marks A, the theory. 6 marks A, the theory. B marks 7 calculation, calculate. C part, 1 is the part calculate, another part is justify. So out of 7, here 4 marks with the marking allocation. That's theory. So A 6 marks theory, B calculation, C out of 7 4 marks calculation or theory. So out of 20, 10 marks theory. So once again, 50 marks, 50% A part theory, 50% question number 2 theory. Okay, question number 3. Question number 3, once again 25. B part 100% theory, that's 5 marks. A part calculation, and here comment. Out of 15, 5 marks theory with the marking scheme. So out of 20, 5 plus 5, 10. So what I'm saying here, out of 100 marks paper, 20 professional skill marks, leave it. Out of 80 technical marks, approx 50% marks calculation, 50% theory. So if someone asks you that how much part in AFM theory, what you should say, 60% is theory. Because always plan for worst. If you plan for 60 theory, 40 calculation and go for examination hall, 55 theory, 45 calculation, 50 theory, 50 calculation, you already protected. You already protected. So what we were discussing that I raised a concern point. The concern point is that, sir, if I have 100 hours for preparation, please, you have to balance your time. You have to spend 50% of the time for calculation, 50% time for the theory. For getting the knowledge, reading time, practicing time. Getting the knowledge from the tutor, reading, articles, books, attempting the questions. All these things, 55% theory, 45% calculation. That's the point. Candidates, thank you very much. With this part of the session, the orientation session is still continued, and third phase, that's the last phase, we will also cover and continue with the right approach for the examination, where we will cover how to handle the things with practicing the question, including technical and professional marks and more things. So last of the session remaining. Thank you very much for this video. Wait for the next and the last part of that particular episode. Thank you very much. Take care a lot. Assalamu alaikum.